r/AskReddit. What's the weirdest thing you have ever walked in on? Not me, but a story from my ex. When I was working at a grocery store, my ex worked in produce and we had a coworker that was really nice, but something just seemed off about him. Well, one night, my ex is walking back to their back room and this guy is just standing there, his back facing the wall and his pants were down around his ankles. My ex says, "Hey buddy, what are you doing?" And the guy completely freezes. Then puts a watermelon down to the side. My ex notes the watermelon has a hole in it. He was fucking a watermelon. Had just gotten to my ex BF's home, was having tea with my grandma before. Opened the door, he was having a house party I didn't know about. People were wearing latex underwear, flaying each other and hanging around. A couple was fucking violently on his bed. The husband of the girl who was having sex was watching. My ex-BF was drunk and crying in the bathroom. Very confusing. My son trying to look at his butthole with a webcam. Oh boy, do I have a good one. My mom and I had a huge joint party for our 15th and 50th birthdays with tons of our friends over at our apartment's clubhouse. I left the main scene to take some of my pals up to my room to show them my pet guinea pig, Squeakers. I opened the front door to my apartment with my friends in tow and opened it without knocking because hey, it was my fucking house. To my surprise, when I walked in, the living room was full of buck-ass nude old ladies. Now, I knew that my mom had joked about getting her friends together to take calendar girls pictures for her 50th. I did not know that this was the appointed time and place for said photo shoot, but there they were. My mom and her best friends, some of whom were moms of friends, one of whom was my former teacher, in their birthday suits carrying around big fake flowers and feather boas and cupcakes and shit, taking pictures of each other. Not a bra nor panty in sight. I stood there dumbstruck for a second when one of the ladies waved at us and called out, "Oh hi there girls. Come on in." I made a weird panicked noise, slammed the door, and sat on my welcome mat paralyzed with a hysterical uncontrollable laughing fit for like 5 minutes. It's not that I have a problem with various people's naked moms in my living room, but it was a hell of a surprise. My friends thought it was hilarious for a while and then shut up about it. But all of those ladies apologized to me for that incident for years. Like, let it die gals. I don't need to be actively reminded of that moment every time we meet. Walked into a classroom and found out that a 13-year-old had my staff photo as his desktop picture. When my kids were very young, 4 and 3 years old, I would bathe them together. One day I left the room for a minute, and on my way back I could hear cackling laughter coming from the bathroom. I sneak up to the door and see the 4-year-old on all fours, pointing his butt at the 3-year-old, who was behind him with his index finger extended, as if he was going to poke his brother right in the butthole. The 4-year-old said, "Go on, touch it." And as the 3-year-old moved his finger closer, the 4-year-old farted. They both cackled like mad. They didn't bathe together after that. Edit, bath to bathe. This was way back when my siblings and I still lived with our parents. I once walked in on my sister, who had just gotten out of the shower. Everything was chill until the dildo she had just been using fell out of her vagina. She later told me she didn't have enough time to hide it. The only thing I could think to say was, "I'm scarred for life," and I ran out. When I was a kid, we had a family reunion in Oklahoma for a few days. One night, I got tired of laying awake in my sleeping bag and went to find my cousins. They were crowded around a dead snake, as one of the older girls was mid-dissection. There was blood everywhere, considering they had just recently killed the snake and the muscles were still twitching. She told me she had done this a million times and was practicing for when she became a vet. I just went back inside. Walked into a McDonald's bathroom while getting a coffee on my way to work last year. As I opened the door, this lady was just sitting on the toilet in the stall directly in front of the door, taking an absolutely violent shit while purposefully holding the stall door open, and she would not break eye contact until I left her line of sight. She finished up, washed her hands and left. I swear to God, this was not some foreigner that maybe doesn't understand basic customs or whatever. It was just some 35 to 50-year-old white lady in Canada. Maybe it was a power move, but like, if she wanted the MCD's bathroom, man, she can have it. I went to the wrong house party across the street from the one I was invited to. Everyone, 6-7 people, were super chill and included me. I had no idea I didn't belong. It was actually a lot more genuine than where I went after I figured it out. Not really walked in on, but kind of. My wife and I found a cat on my birthday. He was junior sized, just barely older than a kitten, and pretty malnourished, so we took him home. He wasn't neutered, which is important to note. Anyway, a week or two later I was in bed, sleeping, when I woke up to him fidgeting around on the bed. I opened my eyes and he's laying directly next to my face, fully erect, licking his kitty goods. Definitely something I'd rather walk in on than wake up to. I know that's common in dogs, but with cats it's a pretty jarring experience, especially when it's less than 6 inches away. I had never seen a cat's dick, and let me tell you, they are horrifying. Not something you want in your face. He's neutered now, and we haven't had any further incidents BTW. I work in a hotel, and a guest asked for a coffee maker to be brought up as we didn't have them in every room. I knocked on the door a couple of times, as we're supposed to do, and didn't hear a response, so I cracked the door open a bit to see a stark naked man with one of those leather looking dog masks. I just froze for what felt like 8 minutes and closed the door. I just left the coffee maker outside the room. Writing that last part reminded me of this, so I guess my reply is a bit of a 2-for-1 special. I walked into the employee bathroom, which do lock, so if the handle turns I assume it's free and clear, once, and walked in on a coworker completely naked, sitting on the toilet with all their clothes strewn about the bathroom floor. He and I haven't made eye contact in about a month and a half. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you can see when I upload new daily content. Goodbye.